This is Quick Hits. I'm your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, coming to you from the A10 studio in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. For the next 90 seconds, we'll bring you great moments from around the conference and look ahead to next week's schedule. Here we go. So joining me today, we have four very special guests of proud Latin origins from within our Atlantic 10 membership. Joining me in studio, we have Gabby Trainer, a George Washington University assistant swimming and diving coach, and Ivan Chirinos, an assistant track and field coach at George Mason University. I think for me, so I work in sports, right? And everyone is always like, how do guys treat you in the locker room? And I'm always like, they treat me like a little sister, right? And for me, that means like they're caring, like, and they respect us, like they respect me. And it's always like playful fun, like it's never bad.
What have you learned about yourself since joining the Founders Council? Is there anything that, you just kind of like, that's an aha moment? Or just kind of more about your interests and what you want to do ultimately through your work with the Founders Council since 2018, and we're now in 2021.
And now, as the A10 teams begin their push for the postseason, check out what the schedule looks like this week on ESPN+. They lost to Tampa Bay in that one. This was during the COVID year. Taylor Heineke was quarterback, right? If you guys remember, who was he playing? Tom Brady, right? Wow. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So all in all, to see that I have seen these fans just hungry, just thirsty. I've been here through the good and the bad of the franchise. It's been, people are crying, like real tears. Oh, yeah. Like, this is a real thing. And now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for A10 Fall Sports on ESPN+. Too many apps right now, right? It's like you have to remember, then Blue Sky came and it went away. I have done 3 TikTok videos, so I don't know if that counts me as a TikToker. But for my little sister watching, I know she's really sad about this. But look, I'm from the generation, we saw Vine get taken away, and look, we've prevailed through. I think it'll be something else hot that we'll all jump on. So I'm not as big and worried about it. If the government does what they do, and we'll live without TikTok.
Of course, we have talented wide receivers coming out of college now every single season, right, that are being drafted. And yes, he turns 30 in September. I know that's not old to most of us, but in football it is. But Terry, again, has been very qualified, very talented.
So I'm going to look at this from many different lenses, right? I'm a multi-business owner here in D.C. I'm a sports journalist as well, right? So both of those two hats, and then also a professor. So I will tell you, from all those different lenses, let's talk about the natives from Washington, D.C. They want the team back, right? They want the fight for old D.C. We know the glory it brought back. That's actually what Councilman Kenya McDuffie has been saying, like, look, bring back that history that D.C. has long had.
And as we talk about football, the other big thing that we're preparing for here in Washington, D.C., we got NBA hoops, Corey. D.C. is also a basketball city. Our local team here in D.C., I know there's not been a lot of chatter, maybe other than the fashion show that we had, Corey, that a lot of folks were mad about the Wizards putting on a fashion show before the season. But nonetheless, tell me what you're liking on the regular season. As you look at Grand Central D.C. Sportsbook, what are you thinking about the Washington Wizards? I know
it's fun. Let people have fun. These are good for social media. Like, I'm going to go see Jurassic Park this week. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan.
Are you going to be a dinosaur?
I should be a dinosaur. If anybody has a dinosaur costume,
I do have a dinosaur costume.
Long time coming. Excited for this game against Detroit. But right now, the Commanders, up and up team. And as you said, they're the team you don't want to see at the end because they can win.
Are you valiant enough to give us a prediction for next weekend up against those Detroit Lions, who have been fighting and clawing their way back in the NFL to where they are right now?
Detroit looks so good. Like, last year, we thought we were going to see them in the Super Bowl. I was at Super Bowl last year in Vegas. I'll be there this year in New Orleans. And there's a lot of hype right there around them, right? Dan Campbell, what he's done for the squad. And they look good. We just saw them that primetime game beating the Vikings. And I think all of a sudden now, when we look back at this Lions team, they're going to be hard to beat. But again, the problem with the Commanders, if they take you to the end, what happens? We win, y'all. And it's exciting. We all of a sudden, there's momentum at the end. 4th downs, they're not afraid to go for it. So there's hope. All in all, and who just knows? Might just be seeing this team make it to the next round.
Your take.
Question is, with regard to morale, Kelsey, how do you think that's playing a role, if any, surrounding the football team overall?
I think right now, everybody's focused on the season, right? The Commanders they're coming off a elite season, right? A season that nobody saw for Washington. And also everybody understands it's just business. We've heard guys like Zach Ertz, the tight end for Washington, say he hopes for the best. There's still a lot of time between now and the beginning of the season. So I think morale is still high. Of course, you do miss Terry. Let's think about it. Deebo Samuel was brought in to be a complement on that offensive track for the Washington Commanders. But all in all, again, it's a business. And we have to remember, old money ain't new money in the National Football League right now. So every guy in that locker room has been through contract negotiations. They've been through these talks. And so they understand at the end of the day, guy, it's just business.
Baltimore Orioles obviously wishing them the best. Down 2-0, not what you wanted to see, especially when they were able to start here at home. Baltimore, we'll get back up, all right? John Harbaugh sounds like the Ravens are going to get it together, and the Orioles, well, they better get it together, Corey. It will be all she wrote.
What should we be watching for?
Oh my gosh, Abby. Everyone is excited about this, as you said. I've already got texts. So everyone's putting their phones on Do Not Disturb this evening. Because as you said, we've been waiting for this rematch. We didn't know if we would get it. But now that it's here, it feels surreal. Remember, this was a championship game last year, everyone, that was averaging about 9.9 million viewers, breaking many records, and actually peaking at 12.6 million viewers. So it just talks about the power of these two teams. In this game, we're getting two of the highest valued NIL stars.
Here for it. So one of the companies I work for, we have our summer Fridays. So every other Friday we get off, right?
Nice.
And it does something. And our employee culture is high. And then we also have Focus Fridays. So from like 12 after, nobody bothers, right? No meetings, no nothing.
Okay.
And I will tell you, it's honestly probably one of the happiest places I've ever worked. It's like Disney almost, right? I am a fan of this. Like you said, anything to make it easier. My only question is though, like, you know, a lot of nail salons have the same name. So then I'm like, am I gonna have to go through another step and like just get deeper in that? But so I like that I don't have to use my hands. And yeah.
Thank you so much for having
في
me.
بداية شكرا جزيلا على استضافتي. هنا يسعدني أن أكون معكم هنا، وأعتقد بالنسبة لي كأنا مهتمة جدا بهذا الدور واستمتعت برؤية هذا الموسم الأول والتعلم عن.
Of course, this Iowa team, Caitlin Clark has been riding high, already breaking the all-time scoring record. And of course, you know, doing that while also selling out arenas. I mean, everywhere these two players go, fans will follow. So much excitement leading into this game. I can't wait, Abby, till 7:15 p.m. kicks off for this women's basketball game.
That's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed Quick Hits. And on behalf of all of us here in the A10 studio, I'm Kelsey Nicole Nelson. Thank you so much for watching.